He told everyone his flagship mission was to commission more renewable power than ever before by 2030, more wind than ever before, faster than ever before, in a market that was already facing supply chain challenges and soaring costs. I said at the time that that was completely unfeasible, but if he was going to do it, then he should be taking every opportunity to minimise the grid infrastructure that needs to be built and the costs of his plans. But I know, on the other hand, he will have had wind developers tell him that if he takes those decisions, if he makes those choices, then they won't be bidding into his auction in the next couple of years. The auctions that he needs them to bid into so he can meet his self-imposed targets. And that's because they want to protect their returns. So when faced with a choice between protecting the profits of wind developers or cutting bills for the British people, he's chosen the wind developers. And they know that they have him over a barrel. Because in setting himself an unachievable 2030 target, which was based on ideology and ideology alone, he was telling those wind developers that he's got to buy whatever they are selling, no matter the price. Now, a little over a year ago, the Secretary of State told the country that their bills would come down by up to £300. But the statement today shows that when push comes to shove, he will choose higher bills for the British people to fund profits for renewable energy companies. And worse still, what he didn't mention is that today's announcement means higher bills to pay billions for wind farms not to produce energy, but simply to switch off, for constraint payments. I have warned him repeatedly about the risks of building more wind before grid and asking him to continue my work on a full systems cost of energy, which includes the cost of backup and the cost of constraint payments. But he didn't listen. He axed that work because he didn't want to know what those costs were. Instead, last year, he signed us up to the most expensive wind prices in a decade. They were about £86 per megawatt hour. That's almost 15% higher than the average cost of electricity for the last year, which has been about £74. This year's prices will probably be the same, if not higher, and the difference is that he wants longer contracts. He wants to extend those contracts to 20 years. What he has not explained is how locking us into much higher prices for longer will bring down bills from here. But that is what he has promised the British public. And there is more. His plan requires more grid to be built faster than before. That's £74 on household bills. His plans mean constraint payments, paying wind farms to switch off, will rise to £8 billion. That's £100 on bills. And now we read that we're going to be paying solar farms to switch off when it's sunny too, and the OBR says that green levies are going to rise